of beliefs and conflicts among your races took place. The worship of belief systems and idolatry came into existence. Reincarnations have become history. And by this means your races, Alex, and others than yours, have a probability of directly attaining your full essences. The reason for telling you this in all clarity is to free you of the conflicts and contradictions, so your races can attain the truth as soon as possible. So don't ask us about yourself. Ask about yourself to your own self. If your races cannot attain the truth and cannot be unified with your original intent, we will not be able to be in touch with your planet races. Since the ego consciousness in your races still goes on, and since you cannot break the denial of your inner self, your races become detrimental to the planet and to your planetary system. At this moment, there are many beings who cannot attain genuine respect for self and self-awareness in our galaxy. They as well are being kept under control. Their evolutions are being made in an indirect way. Your races have also been persecuted and manipulated by other galactic races from planetary systems, negatively charged other than your own. I'm glad you got that. Since during your different past time periods, they have tried to prove to your ancestors their own technical power. Fear has been created in your races. We have returned to convey the truth, to erase these fears. Since your planet is the site of both the most primitive and most high maturity, it is very full of contradictions. Your religions, which have helped many to evolve, have not been released. Your races have refused to let go of a system of beliefs that have not serviced your planet for the last 453 rotations of your star. By freeing you of this, and with the use of common sense, we hope your races will attain your own selves and become fully independent. Be at one. Okay. In their perspective, and that's what it is. It's obvious that there's just not one truth. There's many truths. The one truth is that we all exist. That we know. Okay, that we all have an essence that is undefinable, that is truly eternal. They say that third density, somewhere around the beginning of December, the year, what we know, linear year of 2013, will implode. It will implode. That third density will implode. And look at the auras. Wow, check this out. Now, what does that mean? Okay. I don't know if this is true, but this is what they say. They're convinced that literally what's going to happen is that there's going to be a graduation out of physicality. It means a lot of us are going home, and it means that a lot of others are starting all over. If this is what's going to happen. Okay? A lot of this has to do with our genetics. According to the Andromedans, our physicality is the sum total of 22 different races that have come down here, spent the weekend, messed with us, and then took off and went home. Okay, intermingled, left children behind, and just took off. The Egyptian pharaohs are the perfect example of this. Okay? The blue bloods, the English family, the Rothschilds, who are also blue bloods, are another example of this. Their blood is copper-based, and that's ET. Okay? That's ET. And the thing about copper-based blood is that you don't need a lot of oxygen. Your physicality tends to grow and have a larger lung capacity. Okay? So you can live in a lot of other environments where we couldn't. Now, what's interesting is that in our physicality, what we know as Earth, our atmosphere is getting thinner and thinner. I know that there's a lot of talk about the ozone, and it's a myth, that it isn't real, that there is no such thing as an ozone crisis. Folks, there absolutely is an ozone crisis. Okay? We are destroying, when I say we, all of us are partly responsible for this. We are destroying our environment. According to the Andromedans, 3,500 years ago, the oxygen content was between 34 and 38%. They say today that it is literally less than 17%. Now, those of you who have studied biology, what happens to the physical body when the gas, which is oxygen, goes below 15%? I'm sorry? Somebody said you die? Yeah, that's right. Okay. Now, why is this happening? Because a group of beings who are Terrans, who are Earth beings, have been made a promise by a group of extraterrestrials that have Orion belief systems that if they will get rid of some of the races on the planet, that the extraterrestrials will use their technology and restore the Earth to its original state. Okay? Some of that genocide was to be done by viruses. And as most of you know, the AIDS virus was created. And there are others that are coming, anthrax and the bubonic plague. You know, all of these things are coming back new and improved, I'm afraid to say, because there's some really, truly crazy people that are in positions of power on our planet. Many of them go back and forth from our planet to the moon. Now, you don't have to buy any of this, and that's okay, you know. But I can tell you this, in the next 10 years, you will absolutely know for a fact. Richard Hoagland will be vindicated. He truly will. Okay? There are ruins on almost all of the planets in our solar system. There is life as we speak on Uranus right now. There's life. Plant life and mammal life as we speak. Okay? It's there. If you want to do something to burst everybody's bubble, you know, get them to send a satellite there. You know, and if you have any connections, get them to keep the cameras rolling as it enters the atmosphere. Anyway, I want to talk about genetics. I'm going to read to you something that was given to me on 8/6 of 96. Actually, it was given to me a little bit sooner than that, and it took me quite a while to get it to Val. And it's about genetics. It's not very long, and I just ask that you bear with me. But apparently we were all copper-based. All of our physiology was based on copper. We were all blue bloods. Okay? We were all royalty. In fact, we still are. It's just that our physiology is not working the same. And the reason it isn't is apparently because of a nuclear war that occurred here. One of the nuclear wars that occurred here. Now, why Earth? Well, number one, it's a really beautiful place. Okay? It's not the only planet that has water. And when you listen to the scientists talking about, you know, the different moons that have water on them, you got to ask yourself this: where did the water come from? If you have a moon that has no atmosphere, how did the water get there? Because it wasn't always there. It wasn't always like that. It had atmosphere. They were moved. Even Earth was moved from its rotation twice. And there's a possibility, if it's able to happen, and I talked with this with Jay-Z, that they want to do it again. The flood of Noah, okay?